Hey guys, welcome back to how to build a workbench for under $100. This is day 2 of the build. I haven't touched anything since the last video actually, but I'm going to get the pieces all screwed together. I'm going to pilot hole, glue and screw everything together, then I'm going to cut the legs. Like I said, I left these 2 pieces that you can see on the right hand side here just to dry out a little bit. Had a little bit of moisture in them, but it should be fine to cut now. Anyway, let's get the drill out and we can start drilling. And I'll show you a few tips along the way. Okay, so welcome back. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to mark out for my bolts. Obviously one there and one here. So a good way to get your dimensions from here is if you take a little bit of scrap wood. This is just an offcut from this, and you can just place it on the end of the end grain. Make sure it's flush. Take your pencil, and then you can mark out on the other side a line. Now you know that this here will line up with the other piece that is exactly the same as this. So that's just one tip. And another tip is I'm going to make my bolts flush. So I'm just going to take a 19mm spade bit and I'm going to mark everything out. I'm going to just drill one hole, then another hole, then I'm going to go all the way through with a pilot hole and also into the end grain of the timber. So let's go ahead and we'll do that now. Okay, so it should look something like that when you're done. And now you can just take your bolt and you can sit that in there, and you can see that bolt head sits flush just below the surface. So we're not going to see some ugly bolt sticking out. So when everything's screwed together, we can go over that with some wood putty. Or another tip is if you have your dust bag from your miter saw, you can take some wood glue and the dust, mix it up, and you can blend it all in, make it look really nice, because the wood dust is going to be in the bag, so it's going to blend in with the natural color of the wood. So anyway, let's get the other 3 pieces done and we can have a look at it. Okay, so after you have pre-drilled your hole so it's below flush, then what you can do is you can take your bolt, and depending on your size of your bolt, you want to go 1mm down from the size of the bolt. So when that bolt gets threaded in, it's going to catch on the wood and it's going to tighten up. And you can see if I didn't have pre-drilled these holes below flush, that's how the bolt would have looked. You would have just seen the bolt and then you would have seen everything how it's put together. I want it to be, seamless, so I want that extra little bit. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pre-drill using a drill, and then we can have a look at it. So yeah. Hey, what's up? So I got both of the top and the middle section screwed and glued. The glue is still wet, so I'm going to let that dry. For the meantime, I might get the legs cut today or tomorrow. But you can see it's coming out nice, everything's square, they both line up with each other. So yeah. Okay, so I ended up getting the legs all cut up after all. I just thought, screw it, I'm just going to cut them up. They're glued and screwed, cut up, and I've got some leftover pieces for some bracing. But we should see this come together pretty soon. Just a basic frame, that is, nothing really braced up yet. But anyway, we'll leave it for another day. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Okay, so this is going to be literally day 3 of the build. I'm going to take you inside the shop. We're going to get the legs and everything screwed on. Then we can see the workbench come to life. Really, you'll see the basic frame of it before I add all the supports in. So let's head inside and we can take a look at it. Okay, so here's just a quick mock-up of the bench. You can see I've just got the legs sitting on top of the bench. Well, the side really. And that's pretty much what it's going to look like. Obviously the other 2 legs are going to be on the other side. And I'm just leaving some extra space at the bottom for storage boxes, and you can also store some storage boxes in the center of that. So anyway, let's get to screwing, I guess. Guys, here's just a quick little hint for you guys. If you take a board that's square on both ends, and once you have squared this piece up here, what you can do is you can put that board flush against this edge here. I've clamped mine, and then when you come down here, it's also flush here. So when you screw both this side and that side on, they're both going to be equal, because everything is square and flush, and the board is always going to be the same length. So that's just one little tip for you guys. So anyway, it's coming out good. I've just pre-drilled and countersunk 3 screws in there, because don't forget I've also got those 2 really long coach bolts in there. So I've got 1 there, and like so. Anyway guys, it's coming along really nice. Hey guys, welcome back. So I got all the legs screwed on, all 4, and it is looking really nice. The thing is so sturdy. I haven't even put any supports in. So when I do put those supports in, it's going to be like rock solid. So far I've got 30 something bucks into it. So I'm looking good. Hopefully maybe I can get it under $50 or $60 for the whole build. But I know the MDF or plywood's going to cost me a little bit. But anyway, it's coming along. You know, it's looking real nice. It's you know, it's a good size workbench, wide and also long. So yeah, so don't forget to subscribe and like. And also, what do you guys think of this build so far? Please comment, and we'll see you another day. Hopefully there'll be another part out pretty soon. There's probably going to be about maybe 3 or 4 parts actually. So anyway guys, take care, and hope you liked the video.